Welcome to the Secret Traditions podcast, where ancient wisdom meets modern minds.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're going to be exploring the major arcana of the tarot.
Oh.
But not for fortune telling.
Right.
We're thinking about using these powerful archetypes for self-reflection and personal growth.
Yeah.
We're going to be using a guidebook that emphasizes practical work and journaling prompts.
Nice.
So get ready to dive deep into your own consciousness, using the tarot as a roadmap for self-discovery.
What I think is really fascinating about the Major Arcana is that it's structured like a journey through different stages of consciousness.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a symbolic representation of our own internal world.
So instead of getting lost in all the kind of esoteric details, our mission today is to distill the key takeaways about each archetype, especially those from the final group, culmination and integration.
Okay.
We'll uncover the practical wisdom that's embedded within these cards and how they can illuminate our own paths towards wholeness.
Yeah, and this guidebook actually divides the Major Arcana into 3 groups: beginnings, growth and challenge, and then finally culmination and integration.
Okay.
So you can think of those groups as like phases in a hero's journey.
I like that.
They're like stages.
Each phase offers like specific insights and challenges that ultimately lead to transformation.
So let's unpack this hero's journey a little bit further.
Okay.
We start with the Fool, right?
Yeah.
He's kind of like the spark of consciousness, embarking on a journey of self-discovery.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Fool represents like that raw, untamed potential
Okay.
that's within all of us.
Yeah.
He's at the edge of a cliff, ready to take a leap of faith into the unknown.
Oh.
There's a sense of innocence and openness and a willingness to embrace whatever comes next.
Yeah, that image of the cliff, I mean, that always makes me think about like those moments in life where we're faced with a big decision, like a crossroads.
Yeah.
You know, it could be a career change, a new relationship, or even, you know, a deep dive into self-exploration like we're doing right now.
You know, it's that feeling of stepping into the unknown, not knowing what lies ahead, but trusting the journey.
Yeah, and that trust is essential.
Okay.
The Fool reminds us to approach new experiences with a beginner's mind, a sense of wonder,
Right.
and just a willingness to learn and grow.
Okay, so the Fool takes that leap of faith, embarks on this journey. What happens next?
Yeah.
I mean, does he run straight into the final group of cards, or is there more to it?
No, there's a whole lot of growth and challenge in between.
Okay.
The Fool encounters a series of archetypes,
Yeah, okay.
each representing like different aspects of consciousness and life experiences.
Right.
You know, he faces trials,
He learns lessons.
learns lessons, and ultimately gains wisdom along the way.
Okay, speaking of lessons, can we maybe jump ahead to the final group of cards?
Sure.
The culmination and integration phase?
Yes.
Those are the cards that really fascinate me.
Yeah.
They seem to hold the keys to unlocking our full potential and finding a sense of wholeness.
Absolutely. These cards represent like the later stages of the journey, where we confront our shadow selves,
Ooh.
experience profound breakthroughs, and ultimately strive for integration and wholeness.
Oh, right.
They're the archetypes of transformation and fulfillment.
All right, let's dive into some of these powerful archetypes then.
Okay.
Let's start with the Devil, card number 15.
All right.
I'll admit, this one always kind of gave me the creeps.
Oh, I understand.
But I'm curious to hear how this book reframes it
Yeah.
in a way that relates to personal growth.
What's fascinating about the Devil is that it isn't necessarily about evil.
Oh.
In the traditional sense.
Right.
It's more about those things that hold us back.
Okay.
Those internal chains.
Yeah.
That prevent us from living fully and authentically.
So it's more about like our personal demons, right?
Exactly.
Like those limiting beliefs, fears, and addictive patterns that kind of keep us trapped.
It's about facing our shadow selves.
Yeah. Okay.
The book actually includes a powerful meditation exercise for this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for exploring our attachments and limitations.
Okay.
It asks, what patterns keep you trapped?
That's a really thought-provoking question.
Yeah.
It makes you stop and think about, you know, the ways in which we might be sabotaging ourselves, clinging to things that no longer serve us.
Yeah.
I can see how confronting those patterns is essential for breaking free and moving towards a state of wholeness.
It's a process of acknowledging those shadows,
Right.
integrating them,
Okay.
and ultimately transforming them into sources of strength.
So we've confronted our shadows with the Devil. What's kind of the next step in this journey of culmination and integration?
Well, sometimes confronting our shadows leads to a major shakeup.
Okay.
That's where the Tower comes in.
Okay.
Card number 16.
Right.
This card is often associated with sudden change
Okay.
and upheaval.
Oh,
It can feel chaotic
I can imagine.
and even destructive, but it's ultimately a catalyst for transformation.
The image of a tower being struck by lightning is pretty intense.
Mhm.
I can see how that would symbolize those moments in life where our carefully constructed realities are completely shattered.
Yeah, think about it this way. Sometimes, in order to build something new and better, we need to dismantle the old structures
Right.
that are no longer serving us.
Right.
The Tower represents those breakthroughs,
Okay.
those necessary breakdowns that pave the way for growth.
So if the devil helps us identify the patterns that are holding us back, the tower represents the actual breaking free from those patterns,
Exactly.
even if it's a messy and unexpected process.
And the guidebook has a great journaling prompt for the Tower.
Okay.
What structures in your life need to fall?
Wow, that's a powerful question.
Yeah, it challenges us to look at all areas of our lives,
Okay.
our relationships, careers, beliefs,
Right.
and ask ourselves what needs to change in order for us to evolve and grow.
So we've faced our shadows with the devil,
Yes.
experienced a major shakeup with the tower. What comes next in this final phase of the journey?
Well, after the storm comes the calm.
Oh.
The Star, card number 17, offers a sense of hope, renewal, and healing
Ooh.
after the chaos of the Tower.
I can see why the star card is one of the most visually beautiful cards in the deck.
Yeah.
It depicts a woman kneeling by a pool of water, pouring water from two pitchers, one onto the land and one into the pool, under a sky full of stars.
Yeah, that imagery is all about replenishment,
Okay.
rejuvenation, and reconnection with our inner light.
Elf.
The Star encourages us to trust in the universe
Yeah,
and to believe in the possibility of a brighter future.
that's nice.
It reminds us that even in the darkest of times, there's always hope.
I like that we all go through those periods of darkness and uncertainty,
Right.
but the star is a reminder that those periods don't last forever.
Yeah.
There's always a light at the end of the tunnel.
And the guidebook actually suggests a beautiful meditation practice
Oh, nice.
for connecting with the star's energy, basking in your inner light and truth. The prompt asks, what gives you hope and what dreams guide you?
Those are such simple yet powerful questions.
Yeah.
I can imagine taking the time to meditate on those prompts,
Right.
allowing myself to connect with those feelings of hope and inspiration. It feels like a great way to nurture that sense of renewal after a period of challenge or change.
Exactly. It's about tapping into those inner resources that sustain us and guide us on our journey.
So we've moved from shadow work to breakdown to renewal.
Yeah.
What's next in this journey towards integration?
Well, sometimes that journey involves delving into the depths of our subconscious. That's where the moon comes in.
Ooh, the moon.
Card number 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
The moon always seemed like a mysterious card to me.
Right.
It's often depicted with a crescent moon in the sky, illuminating a path between two towers, with a dog and a wolf howling at the moon, and a crab crawling out of the water.
Wow, you really know your cards.
Well, I'm trying.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It just feels so symbolic and dreamlike. The moon represents the realm of the unconscious,
Okay.
our intuition,
Yeah.
and those hidden parts of ourselves that we might not fully understand.
Ah.
It's about embracing the unknown and
Wow.
navigating uncertainty.
I can see how the moon might feel a bit unsettling,
Yeah.
especially after experiencing the upheaval of the tower.
Right.
It's like we've been through a storm. We're starting to see the light again with the star.
Yeah.
But now we're being asked to venture into the darkness again, this time the darkness within.
Right. But it's not about fearing that darkness.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that our subconscious holds a wealth of wisdom and insight. The moon encourages us to explore our dreams, our intuitions,
Right.
and those deeper feelings that we might normally push aside.
So how does the guidebook suggest we work with the moon?
It recommends a meditation practice
Right.
where you journey through your inner landscape.
Interesting.
It's about paying attention to the images, symbols, and feelings that arise, allowing them to guide you towards a deeper understanding of yourself.
That sounds like an incredibly powerful practice.
Yeah.
It's like we're being invited to become explorers of our own inner world, uncovering those hidden aspects of ourselves that might be influencing our thoughts, feelings, and actions.
Exactly. And the book emphasizes the importance of paying attention to our dreams and intuitions when working with the moon.
Okay.
It's a reminder to trust our gut feelings
Right.
and to allow those subconscious whispers to guide us.
So we've faced our shadows, experienced a breakdown, found renewal, and delved into the depths of our subconscious. What's next in this journey of integration?
Okay.
Does it get any brighter than the star?
Oh, it definitely gets brighter.
Okay, good.
Next, we have the sun, card number 19,
Great.
which radiates pure joy, vitality, and the fulfillment of our potential.
I love the sun card. It depicts a child riding a white horse under a brilliant sun with sunflowers in the background. It's such a vibrant and joyful image.
The sun represents the culmination of our inner work.
Right.
It's about embracing life with enthusiasm, radiating our authentic selves into the world,
Oh, I like that.
and experiencing a deep sense of joy and fulfillment.
It feels like a celebration of everything we've overcome and achieved on our journey so far.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the guidebook suggests a meditation practice where we bask in our inner light and truth,
Okay.
asking ourselves, what brings you joy?
That's beautiful. It's a reminder to connect with those things that truly light us up,
Yeah.
to celebrate our successes, and to allow ourselves to experience pure joy and gratitude.
It's about recognizing that we are worthy of happiness and fulfillment.
So we've moved from confronting our shadows to experiencing a breakdown, to finding renewal, to exploring our subconscious,
Yes.
to embracing joy and fulfillment. Feels like we're getting closer to that sense of wholeness and integration that defines this final group of cards.
We are.
What's next?
Next, we have Judgment, card number 20. This card often evokes feelings of being judged or evaluated,
Right.
but the book offers a more empowering interpretation.
I'm intrigued. Traditionally, judgment is depicted with an angel blowing a trumpet
Yeah.
and people rising from their graves.
Right.
That always felt a bit intimidating to me.
Instead of seeing it as a judgment from an external source,
Okay.
the book frames judgment as an awakening to our true purpose.
Oh, okay.
It's about listening to our soul's calling
Hmm.
and aligning our actions with our highest values.
So it's more about self-evaluation
Exactly.
and making conscious choices that are in alignment with who we truly are.
Yeah, it's about letting go of the past, forgiving ourselves and others,
Oh, wow.
and stepping into a new chapter of our lives with clarity and purpose.
That's a much more empowering perspective.
Right.
How does the guidebook suggest we work with judgment?
It encourages a meditation practice of reviewing our life's journey and asking, what calling are you hearing?
That's a powerful question.
Yeah, it invites us to reflect on our experiences. Okay.
Identify the recurring themes
Right.
and discern the path that feels most authentic and fulfilling.
So we faced our shadows,
Yeah.
experienced a breakdown, found renewal,
Yes.
explored our subconscious,
Yep.
embraced joy and fulfillment,
Right?
and awakened to our true purpose. We've
Yeah.
come a long way.
We have.
What's the final destination in this journey of culmination and integration?
The final destination is the world. Card number 21.
Okay.
The last card in the Major Arcana.
Right.
It represents completion, wholeness, and the integration of all that we've learned and
Wow.
experienced on our journey.
The world card always gives me a sense of peace and accomplishment.
Yeah.
It depicts a dancer inside a wreath, symbolizing the culmination of a cycle.
The world represents the fulfillment of our potential, the realization of our dreams,
Okay.
and a deep sense of interconnectedness with all things.
I see.
It's about recognizing that we are part of something much larger than ourselves.
Yeah, it feels like reaching the summit of a mountain, taking in the breathtaking view,
Yeah.
and feeling a sense of gratitude for the entire journey.
Exactly. And the guidebook offers a powerful journaling prompt for the world.
Okay.
What cycle is completing in your life?
That's a beautiful prompt. It invites us to reflect on the different chapters of our lives, to acknowledge the endings and beginnings that are always taking place,
Right.
and to embrace the cyclical nature of life.
It's a reminder that life is a continuous dance,
Yeah.
and that with each completion, a new beginning awaits.
Wow, we've covered a lot of ground in this final group of cards.
We have.
We've gone from facing our shadows to achieving a sense of wholeness and integration. It's been an incredible journey, even just talking about it.
And this is just the beginning.
Oh, no.
We've explored the symbolism and meaning of these powerful archetypes.
Okay.
But the real work begins when we start applying these insights to our own lives.
And that's exactly what we'll be diving into in part 2 of this deep dive.
We'll explore the guidebook's practical exercises and journaling prompts for working with these archetypes, so get ready to put this wisdom into action.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the Major Arcana. We've covered a lot of ground exploring the symbolism and meaning of these powerful archetypes, especially those in the culmination and integration group. Now it's time to get practical. How can we actually apply these insights to our own lives?
Yeah, I'm excited to dive into the practical side of things. The guidebook is full of exercises and journaling prompts that seem really helpful for working with these archetypes. I'm curious to hear what you thought of some of those techniques, how we can make the most of them.
One of the things that really struck me was this concept of journey mapping,
Okay.
creating a visual representation of your own personal hero's journey as reflected in the Major Arcana. You can use a timeline, a mind map, any visual format that resonates with you.
I can see how that would be really insightful. It's like creating a personalized map of your own, like, growth and transformation. I imagine it would help you identify patterns in your life, you
Yeah.
know, those recurring themes or challenges that keep popping up.
Exactly. You might notice that certain archetypes appear more frequently during specific periods of your life,
Right.
or that you gravitate towards certain cards more than others.
Hmm.
Those insights can be incredibly valuable for understanding your own personal journey and where you might be getting stuck.
It's like using the tarot as a tool for self-reflection, not just for divination, right?
Absolutely.
It's about understanding the deeper patterns at play in our lives and how we can use that awareness to make more conscious choices.
Precisely. And the guidebook offers some specific tips for journey mapping.
Oh,
You can start by simply listing the major events or turning points in your life.
right.
Then look at each event and see if you can connect it to a specific archetype from the major arcana.
Okay.
What energy or lesson was that archetype bringing into your life at that time?
I love that approach. It's almost like those archetypes were always there guiding us, even if we weren't consciously aware of them at the time.
Right.
By mapping out our journey, we can start to see those connections more clearly and gain a deeper understanding of our own personal narrative.
Absolutely. And once you've mapped out your journey, take some time to reflect on the overall patterns.
Okay.
What archetypes keep showing up?
Mm.
What lessons keep repeating themselves?
Oh, okay.
What challenges are you still grappling with?
Right, that reflection piece feels crucial. It's not just about identifying the patterns, but about understanding what they're trying to teach us and how we can use that knowledge to move forward on our path.
Exactly. It's about turning those insights into action.
Right.
What steps can you take to address those recurring challenges? What new choices can you make to align yourself with your highest potential?
So journey mapping is a great way to get a big picture view of our growth and transformation.
Yeah.
What about techniques for working with individual archetypes on a daily basis?
Well, the guidebook suggests a daily card meditation practice.
Okay.
It's about taking the time to really sit with one card each day, contemplate its meaning, and notice how its energy manifests in your own life.
I've always found daily meditation practices to be really grounding and insightful, like creating a sacred space for self-reflection and connection.
Exactly. And when you combine meditation with the archetypes of the major arcana, it takes on a whole new dimension. It's like you're inviting those archetypal energies into your life, allowing them to guide you and support your growth.
So how does this daily card meditation work?
All right.
Do you just pick a card randomly each day, or is there a specific approach?
There are different ways to approach it. Some people prefer to go through the cards in order, starting with the Fool and working their way through the major arcana. Others prefer to choose a card intuitively based on what they're feeling or what challenges they're facing that day.
I can see the value in both approaches. Going through the cards in order would create a sense of structure and allow you to experience each archetype in a deliberate way,
Right.
while choosing a card intuitively would allow you to tap into your inner wisdom and address the specific needs of the moment.
Exactly. And the key is to spend some time with the card that you've chosen.
Okay.
Look at the imagery, contemplate its symbolism, and journal about any insights or feelings that arise. You can even create a dedicated journal for your daily card reflections.
Speaking of journaling, the guidebook is full of thought-provoking journaling prompts for each card. What are your thoughts on those prompts and how we can use them effectively?
The journaling prompts are fantastic tools for deepening your self-reflection and uncovering those hidden aspects of yourself that might be influencing your thoughts, feelings, and actions. They're like mini therapy sessions with the archetypes.
I love that analogy. It's like we're having a conversation with these wise figures from the collective unconscious, inviting them to shed light on our personal experiences.
Exactly. And each archetype has its own unique set of prompts designed to unlock specific insights.
Right.
For example, for the devil, the prompt asks, what patterns keep you trapped?
Ooh, yeah.
That's a question that can really make you stop and think about the ways in which you might be holding yourself back.
Yeah, it's a powerful invitation to confront your shadow self and identify those limiting beliefs or behaviors that might be preventing you from living a more fulfilling life.
And for the tower, the prompt is, what structures in your life need to fall? That one can be really eye-opening because it challenges us to examine those areas where we might be clinging to the status quo, even if it's no longer serving us.
It's a reminder that sometimes in order to build something new, we need to dismantle the old.
Yeah.
It's about letting go of those structures that are no longer supporting our growth and embracing the transformative power of change.
And for the star, the prompt is, what gives you hope? That's a beautiful question that encourages us to focus on the positive and reconnect with our dreams and aspirations.
Right, it's a reminder that even in the midst of challenges, there's always a glimmer of hope. The star encourages us to keep our eyes on the horizon and to trust that the universe is conspiring to support our highest good.
And for the world, the prompt is, what cycle is completing in your life? That's a really powerful question that can help us gain perspective on our journey and acknowledge the endings and beginnings that are always taking place.
It's a beautiful reminder that life is a continuous dance of cycles, and that with each completion, a new beginning awaits. The world invites us to embrace the cyclical nature of life and to trust in the unfolding of our own unique journeys.
Beyond journaling prompts, the guidebook also offers specific meditation practices for each card.
Well, I'm really intrigued by this approach. Meditation has always been a powerful tool for me for connecting with my inner wisdom and cultivating a sense of peace.
And when you combine meditation with the archetypes of the Major Arcana, it can be incredibly transformative. The book suggests various techniques, such as visualizing yourself stepping into the card's imagery or contemplating the card's symbolism while focusing on your breath.
I'm especially drawn to the meditation practice for the moon, which suggests journeying through your inner landscape.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like a powerful way to explore the depths of our subconscious mind and connect with our intuition.
It's an invitation to confront our hidden fears and desires, to embrace the unknown, and to trust our intuition. The moon's meditation practice can be incredibly revealing, helping us understand the motivations behind our thoughts and actions.
It feels like these meditation practices offer a way to access the wisdom of the archetypes on a deeper experiential level. It's not just about thinking about the cards, but about feeling their energy and allowing them to guide us.
Exactly. And the book emphasizes the importance of using these practices consistently. It suggests choosing one or two practices that resonate with you and making them a regular part of your routine.
Right, consistency is key when it comes to personal growth and self-discovery. By engaging with the Major Arcana on a regular basis, we allow these archetypes to become integrated into our consciousness, influencing our thoughts, feelings, and actions in a positive way.
It's about developing a deeper relationship with these archetypes, allowing them to become our allies and guides on the journey of life.
So we've explored journey mapping, daily card meditation, journaling prompts, and meditation practices.
Yeah.
These are all incredibly powerful tools for working with the Major Arcana. But it's important to remember that these are just tools, right? The real magic happens when we apply them with intention and allow ourselves to be open to the insights and transformations that arise.
Absolutely. It's not about blindly following a set of instructions. It's about using these tools to cultivate self-awareness, to make conscious choices, and to create a life that is aligned with our highest potential.
Right. It's about becoming the authors of our own stories, using the Major Arcana as a guidebook for navigating the journey of self-discovery.
Now, I know we've been focusing on the final group of cards, culmination and integration,
Yeah.
but the guidebook actually provides exercises and journaling prompts for every card in the Major Arcana.
Okay.
Each archetype offers valuable insights and lessons for personal growth, and it's worth exploring them all.
Yeah, I'm really curious to hear about some of the exercises and prompts for the earlier cards. Those cards represent the foundations of our journey, and I can imagine they hold some powerful wisdom as well.
For example, for the magician, the book emphasizes the importance of using our skills and talents to manifest our desires.
Right.
It encourages us to identify our unique gifts and to take inspired action to bring our visions to life.
The magician's archetype is all about recognizing our own creative potential and understanding that we have the power to shape our reality through our thoughts, beliefs, and actions.
And for the high priestess, the book highlights the importance of intuition and inner wisdom.
Okay.
It encourages us to listen to that quiet voice within, to pay attention to our dreams, and to seek guidance from our inner knowing.
The high priestess reminds us that we all have access to a deep well of wisdom within ourselves, and that by cultivating our intuition, we can tap into that source of guidance and make more aligned choices.
The Emperor's archetype highlights the importance of structure and discipline in achieving our goals. It encourages us to establish clear boundaries, develop self-control, and take responsibility for our actions.
Yeah, the Emperor is all about creating order out of chaos and building a solid foundation for our lives. It's about recognizing that we need both structure and freedom in order to thrive.
The Lover's archetype challenges us to make conscious choices that are aligned with our values. It reminds us that every decision we make has consequences, and that we need to carefully consider the impact of our choices on ourselves and others.
Lovers are all about choosing love over fear and aligning ourselves with what truly matters. It's about recognizing the power of our choices and using that power to create a life that is filled with love and purpose.
The Strength's archetype teaches us to face our challenges with courage and resilience. It encourages us to tap into our willpower, develop our inner fortitude, and face our fears with grace and determination.
Strength reminds us that we have the inner resources to overcome any obstacle.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing our own strength and using it to navigate the challenges of life with courage and grace.
The Hermit's archetype encourages us to embrace solitude and introspection as paths to self-discovery. It encourages us to seek guidance from within, trust our own intuition, and develop a deep sense of self-reliance.
The Hermit reminds us that sometimes we need to withdraw from the world in order to connect with our inner wisdom. It's about creating space for solitude and reflection, allowing ourselves to hear that still, small voice within.
The Wheel of Fortune reminds us that life is full of ups and downs, and that change is inevitable. It encourages us to embrace the cyclical nature of life, to learn from our experiences, and to adapt to changing circumstances with grace and resilience.
The Wheel of Fortune teaches us that nothing is permanent,
Right.
and that we need to be flexible and adaptable in order to navigate the ever-changing landscape of life. It's about recognizing that both good times and bad times are temporary, and that we can learn and grow from both.
Justice's archetype highlights the importance of fairness, balance, and accountability. It encourages us to treat others with respect and integrity, and to make choices that are aligned with our values.
Justice reminds us that our actions have consequences, and that we need to be mindful of the impact we have on others. It's about creating a world where everyone is treated fairly and with respect.
The Hanged Man's archetype encourages us to shift our perspectives and embrace a new way of seeing things. It encourages us to surrender to the present moment, to let go of control, and to trust that the universe is unfolding as it should.
Yeah, the Hanged Man teaches us to look at things from a different angle, to challenge our assumptions, and to embrace the unknown. It's about recognizing that sometimes we need to let go in order to see things more clearly.
Death's archetype reminds us that transformation is an essential part of life. It encourages us to embrace endings as opportunities for new beginnings, to let go of the past, and to embrace the transformative power of change.
Death teaches us that endings are not always negative, but often necessary for growth and renewal. It's about recognizing that life is a constant cycle of death and rebirth, and that each ending brings with it the potential for something new and beautiful.
Temperance's archetype encourages us to seek balance and harmony in all areas of our lives. It encourages us to find the middle ground between extremes, to practice moderation, and to cultivate a sense of inner peace.
Yeah, temperance is all about creating harmony within ourselves and in our relationships. It's about finding that sweet spot where we feel grounded, centered, and at peace.
Wow, we've covered a lot of ground exploring the exercises and prompts for each archetype, from the Fool to the World. It's incredible how much wisdom is contained within these cards.
I'm feeling a sense of awe and wonder at the depth and complexity of this system. It's like we've just scratched the surface of a vast and ancient body of wisdom.
And the beauty of it is that there's always more to discover.
Right.
The more we work with these archetypes, the more we uncover about ourselves and the world around us.
It's truly a never-ending journey of self-discovery.
Before we move on to part 3, where we'll explore some of the guidebook's final insights and takeaways, I'd like to leave you with a question to ponder.
I got all ears.
Think about the exercises and journaling prompts we've discussed. Which one resonates most strongly with you right now? What archetype are you feeling called to work with more deeply?
That's a great question. I encourage everyone listening to take some time to reflect on that. We'll be back in part 3 to share some final thoughts and insights from the book. Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We've explored the symbolism of the Major Arcana, and we dove into those practical exercises for working with those archetypes.
Right.
So now let's kind of connect all the dots
Okay.
and uncover the book's final takeaways.
This concluding chapter really beautifully synthesizes all the wisdom that we've been exploring. It emphasizes the Major Arcana as a, quote, living tradition of transformation.
Oh, I love that phrase.
Yeah.
It reminds us that the Major Arcana isn't just a static set of symbols,
Right.
but a dynamic system that kind of evolves as we do.
Exactly. The book encourages us to approach these cards as living teachers, guiding us toward greater self-awareness and spiritual growth. And remember, this isn't just for our personal benefit.
Right.
The book frames the Major Arcana as a preparation for shaping a more conscious and compassionate future.
That's a powerful idea.
Yeah.
So it's not just about self-discovery, but also about using this wisdom to create positive change in the world around us.
Absolutely. By understanding these deeper patterns of consciousness, we can better navigate the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead,
Right.
both individually and collectively.
I remember being really struck by the book's final message.
Okay.
It says, quote, "The Major Arcana is not just a path to wisdom. It is wisdom itself, ever unfolding, ever revealing, ever new."
That's so beautiful.
I love that.
It really encapsulates this journey. Yeah.
It reminds us that the pursuit of self-discovery is never-ending, a continuous exploration of the mysteries within and around us.
Okay, so what does all this mean for us?
Right.
The listeners. How can we take these insights and actually apply them to our lives?
Well, the book highlights a few key takeaways.
Okay.
First, it encourages us to view the Major Arcana as a tool for personal empowerment.
So it's not about letting the cards dictate our future, but about using them as a mirror for self-reflection.
Exactly.
And making more empowered choices.
It's about cultivating self-awareness, making conscious choices,
Right.
and creating a life that aligns with our highest potential.
That brings us to the second takeaway, right?
Yeah.
The book emphasizes the importance of integrating these archetypes into our daily lives.
Precisely. It's not just about studying the cards, but embodying their wisdom in our thoughts, feelings, and actions.
Yeah, and that's where those practical exercises that we discussed in part 2 come in, right?
Yes.
The journey mapping, daily card meditation, journal.
These all help us bring these archetypes to life.
Exactly. Consistent engagement with these practices allows the wisdom of the Major Arcana to permeate our lives,
Right.
guiding us towards greater self-awareness and spiritual growth.
And the final takeaway,
Yeah.
that this journey is a never-ending dance.
Yes. There's always more to learn, experience, and integrate.
Right.
The book invites us to embrace the mystery, stay curious,
Okay.
and approach life with a sense of wonder and possibility.
This has been such a rich and insightful deep dive.
It has.
I feel like I have a renewed appreciation for the Major Arcana.
Me too.
It's not just, a divination tool,
Yeah.
but a profound system for understanding ourselves and navigating this journey of self-discovery.
I couldn't agree more. It's been a privilege to explore this wisdom with you.
Before we wrap up, I want to invite our listeners to reflect on one final question. Which archetype from the Major Arcana do you feel called to work with more deeply right now? Is it the Fool, beckoning you toward a new adventure? The Magician, inspiring you to manifest your dreams? Or perhaps the High Priestess, guiding you to connect with your intuition?
Whatever archetype calls to you, trust that inner guidance and allow it to illuminate your path. Remember, self-discovery is a lifelong adventure, and the Major Arcana is a powerful companion for navigating the terrain.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the Major Arcana. Until next time, keep exploring and keep diving deep.